again, so rates of reaction number 2. So there are 3 different ways that they like to ask you about rates of reaction. So this is part 2 of the 3 that we're going to do. So this is all about gas collection. So with gas collection, we want to do this as accurately as possible. So we want to make sure the gas is contained as much as possible. So what we're going to use is a gas syringe. So I've got a conical flask here. I have a pre-measured amount of magnesium ribbon strips in here. I've then got a bung attached to a delivery tube. And here is our gas cylinder. So this is really important. What this will do, as soon as the bung goes in here, it then prevents any gas release. This is really important. We want to make sure this is as much of a closed system as possible. Okay, so we're going to try and collect the gas that's given off. So I'm going to react some magnesium with different concentrations of hydrochloric acid, and we're going to see how quickly this reaction occurs. So I have in here 50 centimetres cubed of our hydrochloric acid. I'm using the 0.5 mole concentration of it. I want you to have a little bit of a think about this in terms of variables again. What am I changing? So what's my independent variable? What am I measuring? What's the dependent variable? What am I keeping the same? Okay, so this is going to go hopefully reasonably quickly, so let's have a bit of a look. So what we're going to do, we're going to collect the gas, and this should start to increase. So the acid goes in, the reaction starts. Okay, so the reaction has started, and I'm going to time this over a certain amount of time. There we go. So you can hopefully see the magnesium is now starting to react with the acid in the conical flask. So as it's starting to react, it is bubbling. What is the equation to tell me what is going on in this reaction? What gas is being produced? And bonus points, how can we test the gas that's being produced? Okay, so the gas syringe is slowly, very, very slowly starting to move. You can see it's only a small amount of gas being given off, but it is slowly starting to go. So I'm actually just going to do this for 1 minute, and we will see how much gas is given off in 1 minute. Okay, so that's 1 minute, and we can see here that there is, I want to say, bear with me a second. So there is 9 centimetres cubed of gas that has been produced, okay? So with the 0.5 molar concentration of our hydrochloric acid, we have 9 centimetres cubed of gas that has been produced in 1 minute. So I'm going to do the same thing again. And what I'm going to do that with this time round is a more concentrated solution of our hydrochloric acid. Give that a quick rinse. We have the same amount of our magnesium going into our conical flask. One more. There we go. And we're going to do the same volume of hydrochloric acid, but this time with 1 molar. So we're going to reset our gas syringe, reset our stopwatch, carefully pour our hydrochloric acid, our 50 ml of hydrochloric acid. Same thing again, you want to make sure that the meniscus is, the very bottom of the meniscus is touching that 50 centimetres cubed. So you get down to eye level and have a look, and it is, because I'm awesome. I'm going to start the same thing again. Okay, so what you would want to do is make sure there are 2 people doing this so that you can start the stopwatch at the same time as pouring it in. So here we go, second time round, pop that in there, start the stopwatch. So this is a more concentrated solution of hydrochloric acid. What are you expecting to see? Is this the kind of reaction that you're expecting to see? Is this going quicker than you'd expect? Is it going slower than you'd expect? What are your thoughts? Okay, so there is lots and lots of gas being produced here. All right, lots of it. That gas is making its way up through the delivery tube and into our gas syringe. And you can clearly see already, I mean, we're only 28 seconds down, and it has clearly collected more gas in the time that we're looking at. Okay, so we're going to leave this to run for a minute. And then we will take the final measurement. So as that's going, I'm just going to pour my 50 centimetres cubed of my next acid up together. Okay, so you can see that the rate here is actually slowing a little bit, and we'll talk about that at another point. Okay, so let's take this out, at 1 minute for the 1 molar hydrochloric acid, you can see that there are 60 3 centimetres cubed of gas collected in the gas syringe. So the final one we're going to do then, I'll do this one more time. Same thing again, we've got our pre-measured amount of our magnesium strips. I have measured 50 centimetres cubed of my 2 molar hydrochloric acid this time round, okay? And we're going to reset the stopwatch and start again. So it's a 2 molar concentration. This is double the concentration of the one you've done previously. So have a think about what you think is going to happen. And here we go. Okay, immediately there you can see a much more vigorous reaction occurring. We've got much more gas being expelled, much more gas being produced, and you can clearly see that the gas syringe is really going for it at the moment. And in fact, it's going for it so much that I'm going to have to pause and stop this experiment from going any further, because after 18 seconds, it has already collected 90 centimetres cubed. And if you have a little look here, back over in this bit, you can clearly see the gas is still being given off, and you can hear it fizzing, hopefully. So in an ideal world, you could do this 2 different ways. You can either set a certain amount of time that you can time the amount of gas being given off for, which is what I started with, and I would have continued if we had a bigger gas syringe, or alternatively, you can time how long it takes to get to a specified volume of gas collected.